Alright. I do believe that it's about time that we get started. Welcome to the stream if you are here. If you are not here, you are still welcome as always. Today is a wonderful Tuesday. And on this day, while I am tired as usual, I think that I am looking for some chill vibes. I will admit I was originally planning to do Lies of P. I've been meaning to do that. I tried a little bit of it, but I never really had the time to actually go through it. So I do want to eventually go through it on stream. But Gizmo has informed me that he is wanting to do something else. So um, that's something that we have in the works. But in the meantime, got a couple short games that I'm going to be playing through for my solo days. I want to get back on track with all that, and we'll see where it goes. Today, I'm going to be starting with, I think it's pronounced like Jusant. It's a French thing. It's a game made by Don't Nod, about climbing a tower. Don't know anything else past that, um, but it should be a good time. Let's just jump right into it. Yeah. A French nautical term for a receding tide. Jusant. Yeah, that tide looks like it's about as receded as it's gonna get. Big glasses, bro. It's a hell of a way to walk, man. I'm already tired just watching him. I suppose that thing that we just saw was the tower that I'm supposed to climb. Weird ass looking crab. Alright, well, where do I start? Apparently partway up. By partway, I mean like a good ways up. Anything down here? Man, how in the hell did you get from that side all the way over here? All right. Kind of surprised that it didn't have me start at the bottom, walk down there and everything. Oh. Oh no. Okay. It's one of those games. All right. Slow and steady, I guess. I'm cool with that. Today's a chill day. I already love the visuals of this though. Balancing between the left and right hand though, that's gonna take some getting used to, I think. It's nothing I haven't done before. It's gonna sound silly, but it actually kind of reminds me of this um it was this Donkey Kong game for like the Game Boy Advance or some shit that had you moving with left and right hand, having to grip on with the analogs. Reminds me of that. I'm up here. Ah. Another sleep turning over stone at the old Delta harvest. To Belay Station for parts. A good catch. That should be enough to reopen the route to the old Cape. Otherwise, it's all smooth sailing. A couple of old lanterns I think I can revive. Folks used to throw the stuff away. Oh, and I finally caught an old knitting machine. An Enio, who's been asking for cycles. not in great shape, but we should be able to tinker with it. Still not sure how I'm going to haul it up to low tide, though. Note to self: stop doing business with M. All he does is dismantle my discoveries and sell them for parts in the Heights. Claims to be a repairman, but he's nothing but a foam salesman. That's what. Hmm. Alright, noted. Don't do business with Rem. I'm ready that way. Let's see. I guess I'm ready to go that way, because it's the only way to go. Okay. I think I need to go that way. Can I jump that way? Ah, okay, okay, I see. I understand now. Hey, I like that. Oh, that lets me go up and down. That's not what a seashell sounds like. Oh, not supposed to just melt away like that. What the hell? Okay, how are things at the sawmill? Business has been slow at the restaurant. Almost no one came to the last music night, even though people are climbing down from all over. I know we don't play the shells anymore, but still. I was thinking that adding scaffolding to the side of the upside down cliff might help steer passerby this way. I miss seeing a packed patio. Take care of it? I checked with low tide, and everyone agrees. Hey, Mo, listen, these things happen. I hope one day you'll ask me to do something besides taking boats apart to make ladders. Like, if I'm free for a romantic dinner for two? Anyway, all good for you. All good for your scaffolding, since the village approves. I don't have much wood to choose from, after that new path to the plain I had to build, but I still have a wreck or two left over. I'll get to it when the currents allow. Oh, you won. Thanks. You're the best. By the way, do you ever run into old Sanja? I think she's rummaging around in your area right now. If you see her around, do you mind telling her I need a new hob for my oven? Mine's taking on water. In the meantime, set sail for the restaurant. I'm not sure how romantic it will be, but we can always share a half-cooked meal. There's a bit more up there, but I don't think I'm allowed to climb that. So I'm gonna have to climb on the outside here. Whee! Okay. I think I see a spot over there. Yeah, I can start climbing on that. Oh, hello. Oh, hey, little balloon slugs. Okay. Well, guess there wasn't more up all down there. There was. I have missed it. That is not a safe swing at all. That is how people just fucking die and never get found again. Go flying down the cliffside. Nah. See this shit? Nah. I can double jump. Interesting. Let's see, what do we got? I guess just up. should be able to go over here. Unless, okay, no, it's better for me to go this way. Yeah, because I can just climb up the ladder here. This is a really chill experience. I don't know, it's weird, like, I don't feel bad if I, like, talk too loud, you know? Cool looking flowers. Okay. Looks like that's a zip line, so after climbing up there, let me just zip line back down. Hey Bianca, you must have cast off for who knows where. I went back to the postal relay. Still no water, surprise, surprise. Sully and Faz are still sorting through everything by hand. I've gotten roped into helping with deliveries. Me? On Pebbleback? You can imagine what a sight that is. Even I'm laughing at myself. Still, why not, eh? It's a fresh start, and I quite like seeing the world as the mail comes in. Well, it would be nicer if this damn pebble would just change course when I ask it to. Telling you, it's stubborn. Worse than old Yam. Honestly, though, what a nightmare. Anyway, I'm going to miss the tide at this rate. I left you mail by the door. Send another stone to the pile, okay. Sure. Hey Bianca, how are things down there? I hear your boss sailed off into the horizon. Good riddance. Never liked him anyway. Things here at the hut are pretty quiet. Not many people stop by these days. Seasonal job when there are no more seasons. Starting to get bored. You can tell because I've started scratching letters. Tell me something to distract me, won't you? Oh, Emmy, I'm so glad to hear from you. Yeah, I'm about as useful as a buoy on dry land, but no surprises there. You've been gone for a while, so maybe you don't know. But everything here is closed, except for old Denio's shop. He's still raising his chocos. Basa tried to convince him to leave with them. Remember Basa? You know, the little terror at the back of the classroom? They got caught in quite a gale. It was amazing. No one's dared try again since. Do you think they're going to keep you on if people stop coming by? Might be seeing more folks soon, though. I came across a classified ad. They're mounting an expedition to explore the crow's nest. I'd like that, but going off on an adventure with strangers. Ugh. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Heading for the clouds, huh? That sounds like quite something. I'll better stock the hold. I bet they'll come this way. You know what? You should join them. Come see me too. You don't have any excuses since you're out of a job. It would be a nice change from the few stray travelers that still come by. Hey, the other day, another climber got stuck in Weeping Rock Pass. I had to go fetch them. Only you could have seen them. Stupid enough to eat hay, as they say around here. Okay, it's settled. I'll be waiting for you. Right. Start going up. Okay, I can't jump down there. Damn. I'm finally leaving. I'm so happy I couldn't sleep a wink. Uh, at the old harbor master's office, a note caught my eye. It sounded like poetry. Expedition to the clouds, seeking hope in water. Join us at 12 octaves. Becca and Arlo's farm, Highfield, journey together. After spending so long marinating and trying to find meaning in life, it'll do me good to see the world, as Emmy would say. Hopefully, we'll be stopping by her hut. Just the thought of seeing her again is enough to tell me I'm making the right decision. With any luck, there'll be other adventurers leaving from low tide. I don't want to make my way to the meeting point with the rest of the expedition and all by myself. The only time I ever left here was for the harvest festivals when I was just a small fry. So an expedition like this is no small matter. They want to set sail for the clouds. Oh no, my parents. I forgot about them. What am I gonna tell them? Hey folks, I'm off on an adventure. See you around if and only if I make it back alive. Of course, Bianca dear. Don't forget to bring snacks. I'd better not say anything. And I should bring snacks. What else? What do people normally take on this type of trip? One thing's for sure. What's a journey without a logbook? Got it covered. I plan to make like the expeditions that set off for the salt plain in search of springs. Going to scatter my journal entries along the way for anyone who might come after us, starting with this message. Farewell, my lighthouse. You welcomed me with wonder and have kept me company as I've pondered too much. You've always been there for me. I'm leaving you to the weave beaks, who will watch over you from the sky. And to watch over this message, I'm leaving one of my creation. Adventure calls, Bianca. Okay. Place a piton. Okay. And then I can swing over. You know, there's been a lot of talk as of late about, you know, oh, okay. Been a lot of talk lately about the idea of signposting. Obviously, signposting is everywhere in game, but more specifically with, the yellow paint issue. Like, there's nothing wrong with some signposting, and I've actually been seeing some people kind of talking in favor of signposting, which is really nice. The signposting is in fact everywhere, whether you like to think that it is or not. But the best kind of signposting is either not obvious or it's baked into the world properly. Whoop, that didn't work. Try that again. Signposting being stuff that like kind of tells you the correct path, as it were. Like you can clearly see the signposting here as well, with the the scuffs on the wall showing you where people have kind of gone before, or these things that are marked with like the blue rope. Let's see, how can I put this? Aha, okay, that worked. But it is nice that like you can clearly see in a game like this that signposting done well when it's like baked into the rest of the world just looks good. I don't have to guess too much about like where I need to go next or what I need to do. It's still clearly marked. You'll have to see it. I asked Mo for help, but it's no use. The door won't budge. There's no way of knowing how its inner mechanisms work. Does it have anything to do with the lost ocean? Mo isn't much of a handyman either, but you'd think we would have been able to figure out between the two of us. He had to weigh anchor. A date, it said. True, he did seem rather dressed up to tinker around. Rather perfumed, too. None of this answers my questions. I've explored you from deck to hold, and I'm no further along than when I started. I still don't know what you could have been used for, my lighthouse. Your paintings seem to allude to water falling from the sky, but pfft, that's pretty vague. Now what am I supposed to do? I know that I'm supposed to climb up further. So, that's ominous. Hello again. Oh, this is some journey shit. Well, I found out what the lighthouse is for, apparently. Now, just commune with the little guy. I want to see what's in this back room before I start climbing higher. Great ass little alcoves. Don't have anything in them. Lynn's gone to the heights to ask to extend the site. With the boss gone, the wind's gone out of our sails. Comes to digging. Not such a bad thing. Lifting boxes, crates, and barrels is my area of expertise. Shifting their old stones? Slightest pitch and roll, everyone's knees start quaking. Anyway, I was just getting used to the idea of working with archaeologists, making myself useful again. And already the work's dried up. My dad will start up again. I don't see how we can move forward. How about you? How are things in low tide? Dee Dee still refusing to go to school? My love, I'm so happy to hear from you. We miss you so much, Dee. So much, Dee says. I'm homeschooling her, and I'm very much out of my depth. Remember the names of all the regions of the tower? I don't even remember learning that. I gave Dee a homework assignment about the old altar to keep her busy for a while. She's supposed to copy the design. I ended up going with her. It'd been ages since I'd last ventured behind the village. Forgotten how dark it is. But you know Dee, she's gutsy. And she's enjoying diving into the past, just like you. Speaking of which, have your archaeologists finally found out how tides work? They've been digging for a while now. Get it? Do you know you know when you'll be able to come back up here? It was mostly just that note. So glad I came over there though. But it's time to keep going up. Okay, that's interesting. Hey, at least I can climb higher now. Don't want to go too hard on it. Assuming I want to go up. I'm gonna. Caves though. Ooh. That's really cool. Got an achievement for that. I'll have to keep an eye out for frescoes now too. Oh, right, duh, I can double jump. As long as I next to a wall. There we are. Nailed it. That one looks different. Oh. Bunch of little blorbs on the wall. Need to climb down just a little bit and grab onto that. There we go. Welcome to the stream, Moonrise. Apologize if there's any background noise on my end. Got my little one here with me, and he's very excited to be watching me climb. How you doing today? Also, thank you for the follow, by the way. Yeah, I jumped. At a certain point, you should probably think about placing another pit in, because this is gone pretty far without one. Not really sure where to go next. Maybe right here? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Right. Oh, no, there we go. We're at the top. It's fine. Everything's good. It's all good. Yeah, I did it. Hey, Gideon, you should go sit down. Okay, I know I can climb up there. Is there anything over here? Any notes or anything? No. I can go up higher there. Maybe. I want to check for notes over here. Oh, I see a stone thing. Definitely collectibles here. Another seashell? Yeah, this is my first time playing Jusant. It is extremely calming, and I've really been needing something calming today. So I need to take care of the new weeklies on Fortnite myself. Haven't gotten to it today. Well, I'm glad to have you here. Okay, I see the attachment point, but how does that lead up to that? Now I'm not entirely sure. There's that. That leads further down. Not quite what I'm looking for. Unless it climbs back up. Will it extend further if I grab on? No, it doesn't go further. Hmm. Actually, not sure. There's supposed to be a thing there. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. See if we can start climbing up here. If I can reach that at least. No, I can't. So there has to be another way to go further. Question though is where. Already been through here. That's where I was before. And it's nice that I can climb around this stuff, but it's not doing me any good. So... what am I missing? How about this? I'm gonna climb back up here. And... supposed to be able to commune with him to see that. Okay. Oh, I didn't see that there. Okay. I can echo this. And that will get me up higher. Problem solved. I don't know why I didn't see that before. Come on. Alright, now. I got this. Actually takes me up pretty far. Okay, so I saw some stuff over there. I might be able to use an extra pit, but I want to see what's over this way first. If it lets me. Okay, yeah, I can. Okay. Now from here, get in there. Come on. Ooh, can I swing all the way over there? Oh, no, I need to go lower. I'm gonna get these rocks, I swear. Whoa! No, that's too far. That's way too far. Yeah, I got the rocks. Small victories. Alright, so that stops there. I saw some bulbs over here. I should be able to echo these. I just need to be able to get over to them. That's where I do a pit in here. Close enough. There we are. Down. Oh, oh, oh. I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button. Get back on the wall. There we go. Now I can start climbing here. Reach that peg. Guess I can. Another note. Moving sail. Carabiners, fish hooks, sound shells to give away or swap for provisions. Repairs and mending. Nets, harnesses, bubble stitch, sand stitch, any type of knitting. Ask for Enyo. Lost. Medallion. Shiny and round. It's not valuable, but I'm sad it's gone. Reward? Cake. Job wanted. Housework and pebble sitting. Choco sitting and babysitting. Accepting all vertical work. Renovating, decorating, drywalling. Volunteers wanted for expedition to the clouds, seeking hope and water. Join us at 12 Octaves, Becca and Arlo's farm. Highfield to journey together. Beware of heat stroke. Pebble shuttle service to Femerolia? Yeah, Femerolia. Fumarolia Oasis. Can bring small bundles, letters, packages, no animals. That's where they found the job listing. Oh, that's nice. I can give him a little pet. That looks like it'll take me up. Any other notes or anything around? Auntie Ida, you have to talk to them. I want to go on an expedition to the desert too. Everyone always says I'm too young. I don't care. Bill's going, and he's only a bit bigger than me. Plus he's mean. I have to stay at the port gathering stinky old seaweed and doing my homework. I bet cleansing the canals with you would be more fun. I want to see what else is out there. My parents never want to let me leave the village. Can you talk to them? Please? Oh, Dee, believe me, sweetie, you wouldn't have much fun scraping the pipes of the Great Basin, that's for sure. You won't like what I'm about to say, but be patient. You have plenty of time to grow up. We'll be sailing off to the plains soon enough. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, though, but we have no choice but to go with your parents. So best not to quarrel with them in the meantime. I don't fancy crossing the plain with the three scowling faces. Your favorite auntie. Okay, this will send me up too, but in a different place. I might have to double back for the other one. Let's see. Oh, another letter. The editorial. In this issue, we'll be taking a look at the creatures that gave this near cyclical publication its name, Grellis. While they've come up before in our issue on endangered tunnel wildlife and in our special edition, Inhabitants of the Great Reservoir, we've never dedicated an entire section to them. It's high time we rectified that. Relics are best known for their slow and majestic flight. However, they begin their lives clinging to rocks. In this first stage of their life cycle, they resemble flowers known as shrinklets. From within the shrinklets come sparks, small glowing creatures that fly through the darkness of the caves and tunnels in groups. How many octaves does it take for a spark to grow into a Brella? How long do Brellas live? Has anyone ever seen one die? Much has been forgotten about Brellas, despite them being witnesses to the tower's ancient past. At the time of writing, they've almost completely disappeared. We only know about sparks from children's stories. They're said to kidnap naughty children. And shrinklet sightings are exceptionally rare, only occurring in the remotest tunnels. In the following pages, we've attempted to piece together some facts about them. Did you know? Based on the information we've gathered from the teams of water surveyors who sometimes encounter these creatures and on their maintenance rounds, and who we are very grateful to, being near sparks makes you feel weightless. So be sure to behave yourselves, kids. Let's hope that the drop in activity in recent cycles will give shrinklets, sparks, and umbrellas the peace, quiet, and space they need to thrive. Here, here. I'm sure I'm gonna be running into some umbrellas at some point. They wouldn't bring them up like that if not. This octave, we are celebrating the safe return of Expedition 34 to the port. The expedition was led by Corey. Go Corey, who once again braved a horizontal world. We are proud to welcome these children of low tide, who are returning with a priceless treasure back among us. Members of of Expedition 34, descendants of the celebrated Her, Iga, and Ime, who were the first to venture out onto the Great Plain in search of the lost ocean, walked further than ever before, and were finally able to find a new spring after numerous failed expeditions. A fresh start for many villages, who've been waiting their turn since the furnaces and fumarolia oases hit their population limits. A welcome reception will be held next sleep. The collective of former expeditionaries has made it best seaweed pie. Ugh. Bring your own beverages. I don't think that seaweed pie sounds very very good. I could be wrong. Maybe it's a delicacy that I'm just not aware of. Okay, up higher there, but we have. Yeah, I want to touch this. Oh, I see. It's mimicking the ocean. That's really cool. Move along this way. I mean, I'm only an hour into this game, and I can definitely tell that, like, one of the things that this game does really well is a sense of wonder. Like, it's very grounded, despite, the mystical stuff. But anytime the mystical, but because of that, when the mystical stuff does happen, it's like, oh wow, that's really cool. Usually just getting to low tide from my old lighthouse is an expedition for me. It's hard to believe that this time the adventure was just getting started. At the meeting point, I found myself waiting with a young woman from these parts. Well, younger than me anyway. Her parents have already left, but like other people our age, she wanted to stay. That made ripples with the older generation. Leaving the family nest is no easy thing. I don't know Met well, but we already have something in common. The widening gap between us and our parents. Got something. She seemed relieved to see me. For once, I was lost for words, smiling awkwardly and still red from the exertion of getting there, with my pack all undone and my hair sticking up every which way, probably. Nice one, Bianca. Not socially awkward at all. But I was just as relieved as she was to know I wouldn't be setting sail alone. To my surprise, Old Soul joined us too. I don't think we'd exchange I don't think we'd exchanged a single word before now. Will an old schooner like him be able to keep up? Ever since I was little, Soul's always been the old hermit who lives up on high. He used to scare me. He would come down to the port sometimes, like a spider sliding down a silk thread. The other kids and I would have fun running away, screaming at the sight of him. Even now, my knees started quaking as I saw him lumbering towards me. We set off as a group of three. No one else came to join our crew. I soon realized I'd been worried for nothing. Soul leads the way, an odd figure with nimble feet who climbs the cliffs with amazing ease. Met follows behind, brimming with energy. Suddenly, I feel like the old one. Yeah, I could see that, like, between the art style and just, like, how it presents itself. Like, look at this view. I'm nowhere near the top, I know that, and this view is already amazing. And yeah, like, it kinda has that Ghibli sense of wonder where, like, I don't know, just I'm actually not sure how to describe it, but yeah, I get exactly what you're saying, and I completely agree. Latch onto that. Guess that'll let me swing up into that hole there. Hello. See you there before. I want to go down. That's the button. Another one of the frescoes. That's cute. Yes, I don't want to go down. Hopefully this will lead me up into a new area. Oh, nope. I'm in the wrong way. There you go. That didn't work out entirely how I wanted it, but alright. Just have to go over to the split instead. Put down another hidden just in case I mess up this jump. We're good. Something very magical about this game. Yet, I don't know if I've heard about Don't Nod before. I know that they're like a French studio, but I feel like I've heard of them, but I don't know if what else they've done. Oh yeah, duh. They did the Life is Strange series. Obviously, they've done some other things too, but they developed the Life is Strange series. No wonder. Yeah, they are extremely talented. While I have not played, yeah, that's they developed Life is Strange. So while they haven't done this kind of thing before, they clearly have worked with, you know, this kind of just very magical feeling, um, in their games before. I was let me pull it back up again real quick. Um, yeah, Don't Nod. Let's see. Yeah, they developed Life is Strange, Vampire, The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. Obviously, it's a similar thing to Life is Strange. Um, yeah, they worked on a few different things, and they're actually, as of a couple years ago, they were getting into publishing as well with some other games. That's really interesting. All right. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense now. Another seashell. That. Oh yeah. No, I love seeing studios that just really go into different genres and different feelings. But like, and I could be wrong. Again, I haven't played, Life is Strange and Vampire, but I do know that for a lot of people, those games really resonated with them. It felt very, very personal and, made you think. And while, this isn't so driven by narrative choices, it still does something very similar. Like, this feels like I can already feel like this feels like a personal journey that you kind of go on. In fact, like, before you arrived, I actually compared it to to Journey, from like the PS3 days, because it feels very much the same. You are going on this adventure. Just the only thing that's missing is, you know, community, but that's fine. Just the discovery is more than worth it. I can't wait to see where this leads. It should be able to get onto that wood scaffolding there. Definitely need to go up before I could do that. Wrong way. Here we are. I'm trying to remember. There was another studio recently that like really impressed me with what they could do, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, no, so often though you see like a studio that you look them up and you're, you're like, yep, they have literally been making the same game over and over for the past like 10 years. It also just goes to show that as long as the people are passionate about it, it's good. You should feel so many things at once, mainly things like comforting solitude. Yeah. Like you're it it does something well, at least so far. Like yeah, with the comforting solitude, but just also like it's like you're peering into the lives of this old civilization. There's a few different games that have actually done this really well, just peering into the past. Uh, I don't know. I like these little entries, just hearing about the world as it was before. You don't have to see anybody, but just reading like the notes and letters that they send to each other, talking about how they lived after the tide was gone. It's really cool. You would love to find more games like it. I don't know any other games are that really offer this kind of comforting solitude. Uh, Unfortunately, like yeah, it's a tiny little rabbit hole. Let's see, there was one game that got recommended to me, and it was really cool. Um, Back through my list, I played it a long time ago. Um, I have to just Google it. Uh, no, it wasn't Chance of Sonar. That is uh one that I was looking into. Heaven's Vault. That's what it was. So there there's this old game. It's not quite a point and click adventure, but it might as well be. It's very low tier action. And it takes some getting used to with the visuals, but that's a game that also did like that tiny rabbit hole kind of thing well for me, because the entire point of the game is you're like an archaeologist that goes and finds various like pieces of this old civilization among the stars. And It's very puzzly because the main thing that you do is you take what small like writings there are on these objects, and you try to decipher them because they're in an ancient language, and they always mean something, and you can always kind of you take a wild guess at what they might mean based on context clues. But as you collect more of them, it starts to tell a bigger story about what this civilization did, what they, how they lived. So yeah, if you're ever interested in it, check out Heaven's Vault. It's really interesting. And I've heard that Chants of Sinar is very much the same, though it has some slight issues with some of the gameplay. Really, I've never seen so many people coming down from the heights, and some are stopping in low tide. Maybe my situation's not so hopeless after all. The ocean provides for a patient heart, as my mother used to say. Maybe I'll finally manage to meet someone. Been slim pickings here. Apart from old Yam, maybe. He makes my heart flip with his dimples, calloused hands, and that plaid shirt he always wears. Yam? The baker? I hope you're joking. I can never tell when you're pulling my leg. Anyway, I'm leaving the tower too. Sorry, Bassa. I don't know how else to tell you. I wish we could clip our carabiners together like we used to before running aground on the old pier. I wish I could convince you to come with me, but that's how it is. I'm crewing up with the neighboring village. They found me a spot on one of their pebbles. We'll see each other again somewhere down on the plain, won't we? Don't be angry with me. I'll miss your letters. Yeah, finding deeper meaning in things is so good. Um, and like I said, it did it really well. If you're looking for something with a bit more action in it, uh, deciphering. I could also suggest Tunic if you're into like something that's a bit more hack and slash. Think like top-down Zelda. Um, Tunic was really good. Uh, it wasn't necessarily so much about deciphering a language, so much as it was about trying to read a manual that is not in your language. It's the main crux of that was you would collect various pages like an old game manual, and they would have pictures and everything showing you how things are supposed to work, but everything except for like a couple specific things were in this ancient language again. And while you can decipher it, and people very much have, that was a fun experience to decode myself. It doesn't tell you how. It doesn't tell you how to do that at all. Um, Instead, you have to take these like scribbles and pictures and use those to figure out how the game actually works. Like it doesn't tell you many of the controls. Like even trying to figure out how to fast travel, it feels really good. It's it's the kind of games that you can only play once, because to play it a second time, it's just not the same. And it's hard to come by those games because obviously making a game that doesn't have much replayability, um, that's a lot to ask of a developer. Especially since like they put so much time and effort into these games, and they do need to make their money back, and a lot of people They're not going to get it if they can only have the experience once. But it's worth it. It is definitely worth it. I think I could be wrong, but I think Tunic. Yeah, I mean, I guess one hit wonder is a way to put it. It's just a game that like you again you can only play one time, not because it's you know like bad or because it stops you from playing it again, but because you can only experience it once. You can only experience the joy of discovery once. Every time after that, you already know all of the tricks. You already know how to do everything. And it's beautiful. It really is. Shame that you don't get to see it very too often. This is an adventure, all right. I mean, fine, we've only just gotten started. We still haven't strayed off the beaten path, but for me, this is huge. I can't wipe the smile off my face. I think I needed this. Feel the rocks under my hands, to experience something out of the ordinary, to move. Getting to know my companions better, though our chit-chat mainly revolves around which route to take to join the expedition. Um, Net and Soul are already getting along like a house on fire. They can probably hear us laughing all the way down on the salt plain. By embarking on this journey, Soul wants to try to return to the world of yesterday, and Met wants to save the world of tomorrow. As for me, well, if I can just make it to the meeting point alive, I'll be happy. I never dared leave home before now. Well, leave for real, without my parents. But I dreamed about it, having incredible adventures, finding a new port to call home, anywhere but low tide. I never really felt like I belonged there. Maybe I didn't try hard enough, spent too much time dreaming of far-off places. But what is there for me back in low tide, apart from, empty houses and questions without answers? It was high time to give something else a try. For me and Met, climbing's almost climbing's usually something we do when we have no other choice. To say we hesitate each time we have to launch ourselves into the open air with only our rope securing us is an understatement. But we encourage and belay each other. For Soul, it's a different story. He sets the route with incredible ease. He tells us about how he used to climb as a kid to gather seaweed with his parents. This was before the Jusant, another era. Since then, he has seen the drought slowly transform the tower into a desert. Soul reminds me of the sailors from the stories you sometimes hear. The ones who can't get used to the inertia of the tower after, spending their entire lives on the waves. Soul himself is definitely ungainly when it comes to walking, which terrified us as kids, but when he climbs, he's as nimble as the sawyer, as a sour I used to as a sour I used to carve. I tried to carve. Man, I am fumbling words all over the place. Okay, that would take me down there. It's in this cave. Rocks. I'll take it. birds are yellow now. Nothing in there. Ah, okay. I do need to be a little bit more careful with stamina management. I say as I jump. Oh. Oh no, they also wilt. Okay. That's not good. Now I've got not just a stamina limit, I've actually got a limit on these plants too. Oop, just barely made it. Another nice little stopping point here. Not too bad I can't crawl. Love to see what was in there. Another note though. And you're making these notes very quickly. We did it. I'm completely wrung out, but we made it in time to join the expedition. There weren't many of us there, barely a handful. Look how peaky the poor thing is. She's shaking like a sewing machine. Felt so far from home. Tone was more encouraging than mocking. My efforts had been acknowledged and appreciated. I was too out of breath to reply, but a new emotion rose up inside me. I was proud. Proud to have made it this far. Still doubled over from the exertion, I looked around at the others. Everyone there had left everything behind to be there. They had a fire in their eyes, a desire to change things. And I was a part of it. That's all it took to fill me with fresh energy. Arlo and Becca welcomed us to their sun-scorched farm with open arms. They were emotional. The mood was solemn. They're the last farmers left in these parts, and they're the ones who put together this expedition. They spent their entire lives trying and failing to fight the drought. Nothing grows on the cliffs anymore. In their own funny-sounding words, not one measly plant grows in these here fields no more. Hope I'm not reproducing the Highfield dialect too badly. Then Becca told us about their wild scheme, setting off for the clouds to find water in the sky. At her words, a murmur rose up from the group. There was talk of how feasible the plan was, how best to go about it, which routes to take and which sections to avoid. Arlo and Becca want to find ballasts, as they're called lower down, enormous creatures made of water that are said to live in the clouds. Ballasts only exist in sleep stories for children. Well, that's what I always thought before embarking on this adventure. They're Arlo and Becca's last hope, and I'm starting to believe in them too. We may have a chance to save the tower. It's up to us to seize it. be the bearer of bad news, but looking at the fact that there's literally nobody left, I don't know how well that worked out. Come on. Oh, this way. Ah. I need to climb faster. Man. Okay. Think. No, that ain't gonna work. Let's shrivel up. Okay, I can at the very least climb on these to start. Because they're in the shadows. And I just need to climb a little bit faster. I can get up into that shaded area. Come on, come on. Hey, there we are. Yeah. Got it that time. I think I need to swing over that way. I need to kind of... Actually, I might be able to go down and then climb back up that way. That might actually be the way to do it. We got 2 plants here. That's not gonna... that is gonna get me up a little bit further. I can at least echo off of this. That's in the shade, so it's a good spot. There we are. This one I've got to climb up faster. There we are. Yeah, that lets me change your relay point. Nice. We're actually getting into some tricky stuff now, finally. Actually don't know if there's anything down there or not. Now I'm curious. I caved in. Well, I'm not seeing anything else down here, but there's yet another great view. Oh, actually, hold on. There is more down. Okay. Just had to look a little bit further. Closed permanently, or until the sun decides to start moving again. Alright. Got some bad news for you, buddy. Oh, man. I hate to say it, but living here must have been terrible. I mean, after the water was gone, I mean. Okay. That's a horn. Like, was it supposed to call down the rain? Surely not. Yeah, this would have been like a little bath or spring. Back when they had water, at least. Perhaps a spa of some kind. What are these? Oh my goodness! Oh, I want 20 of them. That is so cute. There are so many people climbing down from the heights. I feel like a fish swimming upstream, like in the stories. For the Jusant, we rose and fell with the tides. I remember hearing the old schooners, uh, describing describe enormous waves, ones that drove people upward with each high tide. They'd never seen the ocean themselves. They were just repeating what they'd heard from their elders when they themselves were young. But there must have been a grain of truth to those stories, right? The ocean nourished the cliffs, and in return, the cliffs nourished the entire tower. Anyway, the inhabitants of low tide set enough store in them, set off in search of the ocean. I wavered too. We try to hook the lost water. In a way, yes, but not by going with the flow. I have the answer now. Thanks to Arlo and Becca. Need to go back to the source. We shared our shady spot with a man named Zoe. He uh he was on his way down to the plane and tried to convince us to go with him. Why stay? He didn't understand why we wouldn't go. You won't get nothing out of these fields no more. The earth ain't worth a blessed thing. He grabbed a fistful of dust and held it up as proof. Zoe continued on his way while we prolonged our break, dreading having to go back out into the blazing sun. I refused to believe him. Ever since we set off, I feel like I'm rediscovering the tower, like I've never truly looked at it and or listened to it before. My perspective's changing the higher up we go. Sure we're on the right track. Okay, that's a nice way to quickly go back. Get higher up for that hook. Sorry, I also just had dinner. To the person who left a caramel bun in the canteen, I ate it. Sorry, not sorry. There's no one around anymore anyway. Cass. Sada, what's new? Any work for us? Orders are drying up and business at the rope works is far too slow for my liking. I'm starting to get bored. I brushed up on all my knots. I've done the accounting I've been putting off for cycles, and Ulf dusted all the machines. But now we're stuck twiddling our thumbs. We're not very good at doing nothing. Glad to know there's still someone left on the tower. Zada went with the flow, just like everyone else. I don't really see what they're expecting to find in the desert. It's not like the sun's going to budge any more than it does here. No need for new ropes. But you're welcome to come by whenever you like. You'll soon get used to doing nothing, you'll see. It suits us anyway. We have more time for each other. And this is another thing that, like, that's interesting. Like this here, like, that looks like a door, but no idea where it would lead. It's like, we're just left in wonder. Great, though. Okay. Still plant over there that I can get on. Let's try that again. Then I'm gonna have to grab on that, like, just little shady spot there. Then I'm gonna have to echo it. Alright, I got it this swing. This is the one. For all the beans. Yeah, there we go. Poor little thing gets tired. Oh. Okay. That's fine. Go again. I do need to get off of here quickly. There we go. Right. Whew. It is a workout for your fingers, though. I think I need to swing from here. Oh, okay. Swing to that. What would that do me? Would that start the windmill? I suppose I could just climb to the other side. Very quickly reaching the limit of my rope. Oh, it looks like I have enough still. That should be fine. Really extending out that rope, that's all. This oral, or was this always like a tree? Listen to your heart and follow your instincts. That's all I can tell you. Go if you must. Won't be going with you. My roots are here. I'm an old man. All I want is to stay on my land, at peace with the world around me. Farewell. I wish you all the best. I'll go to the old tree for as long as I can, and I'll cherish your memory as my most prized possession. I'll be sad. Knowing you're out there somewhere will comfort me. Tiny plant growing in the desert. Oh, Grandpa, I'm going to be sad too. I already am. Mama says, we'll come back when Sun wills it. And I don't believe it. Sun doesn't will it, because if it did, we wouldn't be suffering. Oh, sorry, stuffing everything in the house into flour sacks. I heard the water in the desert steams and is stinky. What Tommy says. She's already been there to make sure there was room for her animals. She's going back with us. Unky says if you change your mind, you know where to find us. He doesn't want to write to you. Says you made Mama mad. That I shouldn't be writing this. I love you and I don't want to go. But I'm going. Bye, Grandpa. Ez. Okay, what's down here? Oh, it's this thing. It has a different pattern. What is this showing? Okay, it's showing the same thing, but a different pattern on it. interesting. Yeah, there wasn't actually anything over there. Guess we continue up. Oh, missed my ride. Okay, that would be too far. But I could swing over here. That's in a nice shaded spot. We'll stay. Oh yeah, I love these little creatures. Little rock bugs. Rest here. I jump up to the... Maybe. I'm gonna do another pit. There we go. Getting a little close there on stamina. It's a lot of a climb. Okay, this one's gonna require speed. Okay, that wasn't so bad. can really appreciate like the inspirational music that I was playing too. And the background music is like, you can do it, yeah! Warning, this journal entry will definitely be too long, but I have so much to say. I got to see Emmy again. I'm so glad I got to drop anchor at her hut. We made up for the lost time in the blink of an eye. I almost capsized when I heard her laugh again. I'd missed it so much. Oh, I missed it that much. Which also I love that, like, despite the fact that the vast majority of these people have never seen um the the ocean, they still use like nautical terms all the time just because it's so baked into their culture. Like dropping anchor, visiting, or capsized, just kind of falling apart. Stuff like that. Really, really cool. It's a nice little touch. She started by grumbling about something before shrugging and changing the subject, just like old times. I found myself chattering endlessly. Words flooded out of me. I told her everything. My parents getting ready to pack up and go to our theories about water in the clouds. Everything got all jumbled up, and I could tell my chatter made no sense. But she nodded, as though she'd never heard anything more profound. It was about then that I realized the whole team was gawking at us with round fish eyes. Oops. How long had I been standing there talking to Emmy right in front of them? I hadn't even set my pack down yet. So awkward. Emmy gave a frown and barked orders at the assembled group. There was hardtack to prepare for everyone at the hut, and mattresses to air out. Plus, the salt the wind had blown into the corners. Everyone sprang up and got to work without another word. Emmy's one tough cookie, that's for sure. Plus, she was armed with a wooden spoon that she was brandishing wildly. The pot was soon to heat in the sun, while Sol swept the floor, and Arlo scraped the plates. Emmy gave me a wink, and I laughed harder than I had in ages. Later on, with our stomachs full and feet bandaged, Emmy told us the stories she heard from travelers who stopped by her hut. One of them grabbed my attention. Legend of the Piper, musician of old. He was said to travel from region to region with his flute to make it rain. I'd never heard tell of it back home, but Arlo and Becca had. Where they're from, they say he'd celebrate the rain's arrival rather than making it rain. When comes the water, dances the piper. I'm writing to keep my hands occupied, but I can't settle down, as though staying busy will delay our departure. I've already rewound all my rope and checked on my pack. I brought way too many things aboard, and in this heat. Besides, maybe I don't need these 3 teapots or my favorite flower pots after all. I couldn't just leave them behind, but I know I can't go on like this. I'm entrusting them to you, Emmy. I hope they bring you as much comfort as they've brought me. I hope to see you again one day. I'm your crewmate always, Bianca. You came up here with 3 teapots? Why? Why? Why would you do that? Oh, this looks like a kind of quarry. I already like the look of this place. Haven't even bothered planting anything. What's the use? Breaks my heart to see the crops dying on the vine one by one and being powerless to stop it. I've fought the sun long enough. I'd rather quit now than break my back for nothing. I don't know what I'm going to do. Leave the farm, probably. Finally pay you a visit, maybe. The little one already climbing? To think that I still haven't met her yet. Maybe throwing in the towel isn't such a bad thing after all. Oh no, I'm sorry. What an awful situation you're in. But yes, come for a visit. We'll gladly make room. The little one just started preschool. Can you believe it? She's growing so fast. She's incredible. You'll see. With each passing sleep, she learns something new. When I'm with her, I feel like I'm rediscovering the world around me. It gives me hope again. I should warn you, though, she can be a handful. Okay, so we've got this bridge here. It looks like it does have a tie-off point, so start by jumping off. All the way over there. There we go. Nice and easy. Look at these little guys. Oh, I love them. They're adorable. I also have a thing down here. Another fresco. Like it. I can't reach it without... Ah, man. There we go. I've got to climb all the way back up. I was hoping I'd be able to get close enough, but no, they purposely put it just that right amount of distance away. Okay, I can grab onto that. Alright, now we can continue on. A note? Another note. Hey, Ons, have you seen the latest posters? The ones that say to eat more salt to quench your thirst? Together, let's save water. Salt your food. Water saved today is water drunk tomorrow. It made me think of you. They're taking it too far. We're supposed to drink less while they use up all the water in the Great Basin to water those sun-scorched fields of theirs. Yeah, I saw. Every little bit counts. Honestly, have they got no shame? It's always the same with them. But it's sure working out well for the store. I've never seen so many customers, even though most of the villages are already abandoned. I'm running low on pickleweed, hearth salt, and rock salt. I'm even out of plain flakes, though they're pretty bland and not what I'd recommend. At this rate, I'm gonna have to start selling my own personal stash. Oh no, not your personal salt stash. Stone right on top. Okay, so clearly I can go on that. I can climb up there. Suppose I just need to get started on it. More of those little guys. Okay, so I can get that plant going. It does have a little shade here. And off to this side as well. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Alright. Fine. Go back. There. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Run that one back. Yeah, I should probably place a secondary pit in. Not good. I'm running out of stamina. Okay, alright, we're good. We're good.
Bugs, find it.
Okay, that does go over there. Take a break right here. Read that letter in a second. That does curve around to the other side. Right. Oh, we're leaving the tower. Village has been given a date. I can't quite believe it. Still think about our dance. The last festival already seemed so long ago. It was so nice to forget about all this for a sleep. I didn't realize it at the time, but I think at some point I'd given up. Then laughter, dizziness after that long waltz, the way you stepped on my feet. the way your cheeks glowed pink. I don't know how to ask you this, but want to come with me? Journey through life on the same pebble? Sorry, I know it's short notice, but now I care enough to be afraid. Afraid of what I could miss out on if I don't send you this message. I hope you get it, Keely. There we are. Just keeps going deeper. You know what? Raising pebbles was fun. Until I started doing it for a living. I think I've lost my way. You know me. Wasn't really thinking ahead when I took over the old farm. Couldn't just abandon the pebbles my parents cared for all their lives. Sure, I never dreamed of delivering the mail, but it kept the animals fed and my debts paid. I kept my noggin above water, like they say around your parts. Uh, but you know, since the villages had have been uprooted, been so hard. Too few people on the cliffs and too much distance to cover. Wearing myself and my animals out, getting nothing but crumbs. Can't go on like this. I remember when we first met. Seems so long ago now. I'd run away from the farm. You know, remember how mad my dad was? That was quite something. But I just couldn't deal with the sun anymore. Now look where I've ended up. Miss our belly laughs. I even miss the tunnels. Tell me, thanks for your letter. Things aren't any better here. I've made zero progress on my mending. Spent ages working on this hideous piece of embroidery because I'd rather watch rocks erode. Were you able to sort through your parents' stuff like you wanted? Poor things never got to enjoy them. All they did was work. That what'll happen to us too? We could both decide to opt out. World would keep on turning. Well, keep on keep on not turning. You get the idea. Take care. Man. I know it's a game about climbing, but I don't get to see into the mountain very often. That's into the tower. It's a big tunnel. Someone's working on something back here. Oh, there's another fresco. Like a giant bug. Oh. No, that's where I've already been. Alright. Been a nice little break. Back to the climb. Oh, yeah, no, I don't need that. I'd forgotten that I pulled that out. Okay. Get in there. Over to the ladder. It'll take me all the way back over there. Yeah, this is still one hell of a climb. Oh, that's in a different place. I don't get what the deal is with my parents and the ocean. All they talk about. You have to explore the Great Plain, go further across the oceanic ridges, find the ocean, blah, blah, blah. Fine, set sail for the desert if you want. Why should I have to come along too? Getting on my nerves. Honestly, I'm kind of scared. I bet I'll get dizzy. Walking horizontally? Nope, no thanks. Not for me. Ugh. So that's it, Nil? You're leaving? You're leaving? I wouldn't mind going off on an expedition instead of marinating in this old place. It's so boring here. You have no idea. I can't take it anymore. If I have to roast, at least let me roast in the desert where things are happening. Plus, what if you find a spring? You'd be famous. Be famous. Ah, man. Ugh. All right. What if you do find a spring, huh? Then what? Gonna come down this way. That's fine. I was able to get a pitting in there. Just in time. Oh, up, up. That was almost very bad. Just gonna take it slow. Make it to the next spot. There you go. That's progress. Is this? Old stones, paintings, gathering dust. Wall that used to tell time, now rendered useless. These ruins are like my old lighthouse. I'm sure of it. They're reassuringly familiar, which is something I really needed. Thought I'd find answers on this climb, but I'm realizing I don't know what questions to ask. Think back to onto the Bianca I was just a few sleeps ago, so full of certainty. Small fry that I was back then. Now, as I write this, I wonder, why did I set off on this adventure? No answer, of course. Building watches in silence. Guess I'll have to keep climbing to find out what I'm looking for. The clouds above are still so small. I feel so far away from everything. Round me, my teammates snore, lost in the rise and fall of sleep. Wish I could close my eyes and rest too. I can't stop my mind from wandering. What's the connection between the Piper and the ballast? Arlo and Becca's legends don't say, but I think they're two sides of the same coin. The water in the clouds and the Piper's rain. I'm sure if I could just untangle this rigging, I could convince the group to lay down their weapons. Sleep's evading Met too. She's gazing out into the distance. The Great Plains seems even bigger from up here. I feel very small and lost, like a little shell clinging to the side of a cliff. Blame me either. You hasn't changed, but I am up higher than I was before. Oh, I see. It's a sundial. It's a big bug! Are those are those the pebbles? Like the big ones that they're talking about?
Oh yeah.
A bit bigger than a pebble.
Bugs. Oh, that's not healthy. Cable.
right. That's a new type of plant. Never mind, it's the exact same type of plant, just different color. Oh, the left. Service memo. The old canal is finally clean, and locks 4 to 7 have been serviced. In all my time as a water surveyor, I've never seen the water level this low, but at least I was able to give the canal a good clean. That's just, let's just say it was about time. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I'd never been this filthy in my entire life. Off the clock for this sleep. Until next time, Ida. I help if I actually try to like grab. Yeah. This is really cool though, the like bioluminescent plants. Like forming little circles. This is really pretty. Anything here? No? I just jumped down for nothing? Alright. That's fine. That's on me. Oh, that is so cool. Nothing over there, right? I asks. I'm gonna go there anyways. Nah, I don't think I can go there. Place is really beautiful though. All it. if there was stuff over here, though, that I could find. I'm assuming that this is like where the water, these were waterways, where water would have come from if there was still any left. Blacksmithing place. Okay, I am at least gonna get this open up. That's me. There we are. Okay, I'm gonna go back because stuff that I probably. Hey, Mama. Audrey asked me to clear out the cellar so they could store their furniture there. I came across some old clothes that must have belonged to Grandpa. They don't look like anything we wear here anyway. I had to throw them all out. Sours had made their nest in them and chewed them all up. Wonder what it was like up there. Storm. Did you ever go back? Said it drove Grandpa completely crazy, but I never got a chance to talk to him about it. No, he never talked about anything much. The old man wasn't the chattiest of folks. When picked up, I don't remember how old I was. I could barely stand on my own 2 feet. That was a long time ago. When a storm like that came along, I wasn't allowed to go outside. Wasn't allowed to do much, come to think of it. Those were different times, eh? Then everything stopped. That part you know. But up there, oh, raging storm stuck. The wind howled and howled. It was enough to drive you mad. We couldn't live up there anymore. See, so we came down here. And now there's talk of climbing down again. Will it ever end? I think that was the thing that I missed. I had a sense. I could feel it. I actually don't know how much longer I'm gonna be going on for, because I've still got to eat dinner. I'm always gonna find a good stopping point. Lisa, thank you for your support. Thanks to you, we can continue to work to protect three-humped saurians. Without your help, we would never have been able to renovate our shelter. I'm so happy to announce that the time has come. We've begun releasing some of our rescued saurians back into the wild. This time, we're working with sparkle shroom growers to preserve shaded areas vital to saurians. I'm confident that reintroducing them back into their natural habitat will be a success. It's still unclear how we're going to help the remaining ones adapt to life on the Great Plain. But now that this first phase is complete, at least the species' survival is assured. Thank you again, An. Yeah, I guess it's nice to have that, but like, is that is over here? It's also an interesting take on seashells as well. It's like have them instead of hearing the ocean, you just hear signs of life. Really cool concept. To the peaks I go, come what may. From chasm to salt marsh I make my way. To the peaks I go, come what may. Find my true love again one day. Find my true love again one day. Up in the clouds I went astray, from ravine to frozen pass of gray. The clouds watch me as I make my way. Will I find my true love again one day? Will I find my true love again one day? Soul was singing that to himself as we gathered lichen for hot drinks. I asked him to repeat it to me later. When he was young, Soul would hear the old woman singing that song. No, the old women, not woman. Let's just say he's not as young as he used to be. The clouds watch me as I make my way. To him, it's confirmation. Song is a map. Following the words will lead us to the palace. Bet didn't say a word, and she can usually out-chatter a weave bee. We returned empty-handed, but it felt good to be climbing as a trio again. Like when we first set out on our climb, everything was so much simpler back then. Later, Met told me she'd tired of this expedition. She's sick of all the water in the clouds stuff. She doesn't believe in it anymore, or not enough. Doesn't know what to do. Return to low tide? Or can anyone left there anymore? She dares to ask the question I merely wrote down. If ballasts were real, why would they stay in the clouds? Could they be stuck here because the cycle stopped? Or is their presence stopping the world from waking up? What am I doing on this hunting expedition? I miss my lighthouse. Highfield's old sundial in someone's thoughts too? One place for the ocean, and another for the sun. Are there others? No one seems to be paying these old shipwrecks from another era much notice. Gotten used to them by now. We've forgotten that. What else have we forgotten? Worries me to see Met withdraw into her shell more and more with each sleep. But she's still climbing. Come what may. At least I can get back up easily here. There's nothing across here. Ah, but I can go there. Just had to see it from a different angle, that's all. Wow, this is a lot. Okay, I think I see where I need to start. Yeah, right here. But that's gonna be quite the climb. I hate to say it, but I might actually have to just stop here for the day. Because, like I said, I still need to eat dinner, take care of a few things myself. And if I start this climb, I'm gonna want to finish it. But that said, if you're still here, thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. And thank you again, Moonrise, for joining me. I really appreciate you and your follow.